Caylee Anthony, who is considered by the American public as the most hated mother, compared herself to the character Alice in Alice in Wonderland. Even though her daughter had been missing for a month, she continued to attend parties, participate in beauty pageants, and lied to the police. She was suspected of killing her 2-year-old daughter and drove around 4 or 5 days with the child's corpse in the trunk of her car before disposing of. Although it has been 15 years since the incident occurred, the case still causes outrage among the American public whenever it is mentioned. The reckless mother. Before the murder case of her daughter Caylee occurred, Caylee Anthony was known for her partying and reckless lifestyle. She lived only for herself, showing no concern for her daughter Caylee. Caylee likes partying and having fun. She lives in her own world, not caring about the people around her. Even after committing the heinous act against her daughter, Caylee could not give up her party lifestyle. She planned to attend a party right after the incident occurred. Caylee Anthony was infamous for lying about her education, job, and information about Caylee's father. She even stole money from her family and friends, and used other people's information to create fictitious friends. Caylee even imagined a babysitter named Zanny, and accused this person of kidnapping Caylee. She lied that Caylee was born from her being, but she didn't remember the baby's father. Later, she confirmed that her boyfriend Jesse Grund was Caylee's father, but the DNA results did not match. The next man, who was considered to be the baby's father, had died and was not DNA tested. Before committing the atrocious act against her daughter, Caylee had thought about murder many times. According to police investigations, on March 17, 2008, she searched on Google with keywords related to poisons and murder weapons. The mysterious disappearance of little Caylee. One day, Caylee Anthony decided to take her nearly 3-year-old daughter, Caylee, and drive away from home without leaving any information for her parents. In the following period, Caylee's mother, who always loved and cared for her granddaughter, frequently called Caylee to inquire about Caylee. Each time, Caylee would excuse that she was busy with work at the company and could not yet bring Caylee to visit her grandparents. She also always reassured her parents that they should not worry too much because she had entrusted Caylee to a reliable babysitter. On July 15, 2008, a notable event occurred. Caylee's father, George Anthony, received a notice from the police asking him to pick up a car at a parking lot. This car was not George's, but his daughter Caylee Anthony's. When George approached the car, an unpleasant smell made him pay attention. It smelled like the smell of a decomposing body. George decided to open the trunk of the car to check. In the trunk of the car, he discovered a garbage bag. However, there was nothing unusual in that garbage bag. This event raised many questions and concerns for Caylee's family. They didn't know where Caylee and Caylee were and why the car was left in the parking lot. They also didn't know the cause of the unpleasant smell from the car. Feeling something was wrong, Caylee's mother decided to call the police. She reported to the police that she had not been able to contact her daughter and granddaughter for 31 days. When summoned, Caylee finally admitted that her daughter, Caylee, had been kidnapped since June 9, 2008. She said that the kidnapper was a babysitter, Zinaida Fernandez Gonzalez. However, Caylee claimed that she was too panicked after Caylee disappeared, so she did not dare to report to the police. Public opinion condemned Caylee's actions and demanded that authorities handle the case strictly. The investigation process. 5 months later, on December 11, 2008, a passerby found Caylee's body in a garbage bag in a forest less than a mile from Casey's home. After conducting an autopsy, the police confirmed that the child was murdered based on the evidence of tape on the victim's mouth. The cause of death was not disclosed. Caylee was prosecuted for killing her own daughter. According to Caylee's close friends, just 3 days after her daughter went missing, she continued her party lifestyle as usual. She happily attended parties that lasted from night to morning. During this time, no one knew that Caylee, Caylee's daughter, had disappeared. Caylee's friends did not notice any unusual signs from her. Caylee did not seem worried or scared, even though her daughter was missing. This made those around Caylee shocked and incredulous. When they learned the truth, they could not understand how a mother could continue her party life while her daughter was missing. During the investigation, Caylee lied many times. She claimed to work at Universal Studios, but later admitted she had been fired several years earlier. Caylee also created a fictitious character, a babysitter named Zenaida, who the police confirmed existed but had no connection with Caylee. In the 6-week trial from May 2011, prosecutors accused Caylee of killing her daughter to avoid responsibility and proposed the death penalty. Caylee's lawyers countered, arguing that Caylee drowned on June 16, 2008, and that the grandfather disposed of the body. They explained that Caylee lied due to psychological pressure from being sexually abused by her father. However, there was no evidence for this defense. More than 1,000 people protested, demanding justice for the victim. Many people gathered at Caylee's house and where Caylee's body was found. About 40 million Americans watched the trial on TV, and Caylee became a prominent hashtag on Twitter for 27 days. This shows the American public's interest in the case. In July 2011, the judge acquitted Caylee of murder, manslaughter, and child abuse charges. Caylee was only convicted of providing false information and was later released. The outcome of the case outraged the American public as they believed Caylee was involved in Caylee's death. Despite being acquitted, Caylee struggled to find employment and ultimately, she still denied the allegations of killing her daughter. The question of whether Caylee Anthony truly killed her daughter remains a significant mystery awaiting resolution. This case has sparked much debate and strong public reaction, particularly following the verdict declaring Caylee innocent. Those interested in this case are awaiting a satisfactory explanation. If you have any new information or personal views on this case, please leave a comment below.